That nation, Alex and Ashley here. I was trying not to show you my cup. Hopefully you can hear me. This block is rather noisy. It's been a while since I've vlogged and walked. And that spot was very quiet. Well, at least a lot more quiet than this. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about something. There's a really big wasp right in front of me. I just came from therapy with a psychotherapist, I think he said it was. And I'm feeling rather talkative. I mean, in retrospect, I just wanted to talk to you guys about how life is a game. It's an illusion, but you wouldn't really think so existing in it. Like, I was walking down the block thinking about how we're all just like light forms projecting a physical appearance into this reality. But as I'm walking down the block, examining the sidewalk, the buildings, the cars, feeling the energy of the people, it just feels kind of like everybody takes it so serious. We take it so serious, and we have all these systems of control in play where it's like, is that a bird? It's a dead birdie, you guys. I was gonna flip the camera, but apparently I can't do that while recording, so you guys get to like, its organs are outside. Rest in peace, my friend. It was just a chick, just a babe, a wee babe. Anyway, so yeah, it's kind of funny how, actually I don't find it funny, it causes me great deals of anxiety attacks when I do think about it. But you know, as the great Rick once said, don't think about it. In retrospect, that's all you really can do, you know? So what about the reality where Adolf Hitler freed the slaves? What then? But yeah, I think it's rather fascinating how we'd constructed, what are these things called? Shelters. To protect us from the elements. I think it's amusing how we need to protect ourselves from the elements. How people make it seem like rain is so bad. They like to go on about like acid rain. But how many people do you think really like stop to take a moment and realize that we created acid rain? Did we? Probably. Oh, now you guys know where my block is. That's my school. I went there when I was a wee babe. I just had like the most negative thought. I am like so suicidal, you guys. It's humorous to me. I just want the pain to stop. I could go for some morphine. Does morphine work on? I mean, there's a lot of physical pain. So, the morphine could work for the physical pain. I don't know how well morphine fares for emotional pain, mental pain, spiritual pain. I'm sure that's something that more morphine can fix. Anyway, this reality. I just passed a crushed rat. At least I think it was a rat. What was left of it was a rat. Wasn't worth showing you like the chick, because the chick was still a chick. That rat was just kind of like a fuzzy skid mark.
De momento la vamos a recoger la maleta.
It took me 5 minutes to walk home. Give or take a few seconds. all this noise is hostility. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm gonna go inside. I'm back, you guys. And I'm wearing less clothes because it's hot. It's real hot. But, yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find something steady as opposed to holding my camera. But I realized something funny, you guys, Internet Nation. I realized something funny. Nobody watches these. And I'm very open with my life and my feelings. So, one day, I may leave this planet before it's my time, or technically it would be right on time because your suicides are planned out from the beginning. And I've come to realize I've lived the type of life where I've been faced with feeling like I'm the problem, when in actuality I'm not the problem, I'm just different. Therefore, people accuse me of being the problem because they don't want to open their minds to a new way of thinking. I mean, you could keep your old logic, or you can think of some new logic. But either way, people don't really like advancing. It's my leg. I have my phone between my legs, and I can't get my thigh to not be in the picture. Also, I know how it seems. I'm not ashamed of my forehead. It just doesn't want to be on camera. Anyway, it's quite amusing how there are all these videos of me being sad and why I'm sad, and nobody watches them, therefore nobody, reaches out to me. And I want to say it's nearly impossible for me to reach out to others, because I've been reaching out to others for years. It's like, I can't talk to the people around me, my friends, because they want me to do. Basically, everybody's trying to find solutions to my problems, but they're not really listening to what I'm saying. So it's like, oh. Actually, I'm not really sure what I'm saying that make people fixate on me needing a job. It's like, the issue isn't the fact that I don't have a job. The issue is the fact that I keep getting kicked out of places. And it's like, it's not me. I mean, these people say that it's me, but at the end of the day, like, if you don't want to have a conversation with me about something that my pet did, then who are you? Also, you're a shit human if you're gonna kick somebody out on their birthday, and when they're like, can we not do this on my birthday? You're like, I don't give a fuck, fuck you, bitch, use a bitch. No. Use a bitch. Use a little bitch. Like, I'm a 24-year-old female. If I want to get upset and hormonal, for one, around my period, I'm allowed, because my hormones are all over the fucking place. So if I have a hard time keeping the intensity of the anger that I usually keep under wraps, if I have a hard time keeping that in check because my hormones are going crazy and you're coming at me, then obviously, use a little bitch. And that tiny penis between your legs is obviously an engorged clit, and you should really get that checked out. Because, for one, I know butch lesbians are a thing. I'm talking mad shade now, so I'm gonna stop. Now I'm just vlogging, because I feel like talking. And every time I go to a therapist, I never feel like I get what I want done. It's like, I want to talk about stuff, and I guess what I'm going to get out of the situation is the satisfaction that somebody empathizes with me, and is like, wow, Ashley, your situation sucks. You're a trooper. You're real strong for putting up with this stuff, for being able to deal with this. I totally understand why you can't sleep at night, let alone stay asleep. And that's basically all I get out of that. Just somebody finally acknowledging my feelings as opposed to just jumping to find solutions, because I don't want your solutions. If you're watching this, I don't. If I'm telling you that I don't want to do Postmates, I don't want to do Postmates because tiny tips and not getting tips after the excessive amount of walking that I have to do, and then the simple fact that everybody's on here like, oh, $200 tip, $100 tip, and I'm just like, okay, so I totally got 50 cents and then $0. I feel inadequate. The problem is I feel inadequate, not people aren't tipping me. I understand. Like, the only time I actively expect a tip is when I'm bartending, because I'm actively providing a service, and it's just kind of like our culture, because bartenders get paid $5 and you expect me to sit here and talk to you, and you're going to sit there and hit on me, and you want me to make you drinks that taste good so that you can have a good time, and you want me to communicate with you while you like aggressively flirt with me, and I get obviously uncomfortable, but I can't really go anywhere because I'm a bartender, therefore I can't really like leave the bar. And you want to give me $1? You can go fuck yourself with your engorged clit. Let me stop. You know, the beginning of this video started out as talking about how reality is an illusion, but we take it too seriously. And now I am in a place of anger. Maybe I'll just dwell on that. Maybe I'll just be angry. Maybe I'll just make a video about like releasing anger. I don't feel good when I say bad things about people. I don't. At this point, part of me has given up on people. Part of me is just like, I'm in a lot of situations that aren't healthy. None of my relationships feel stable. And I got to an argument with my best friend yesterday. Was that yesterday, day before yesterday, one of these days? Because I had opened up to her for like the first time. I had started going in on like absolutely every reason why I was feeling suicidal. I never got to the end though, and I most certainly never got to tell her the things that I was feeling in regards to her. Which, I don't know, maybe I should have started there. Maybe that should have been the only thing I told her about, to see if she really meant what she said about people who really love you will work with you. I don't know. I don't really... In all honesty, I feel kind of severed from that relationship. Because I see reaching out as trying to save myself. Like, all this time, ever since I was young, I wanted somebody to save me. I want somebody to be there for me, somebody to like talk to, somebody to hold me, somebody to be like, damn Ashley, your life sucks, the people in your life suck, but you know what? I got you. And then proceed to have me. You know, that sounds sexual, but you know, generally the way I work, I feel closer to people of the opposite sex, mainly because I am looking for completion, love, and a family. Not that I can't have that with a female, but the way my energy is set up requires something with a penis. Still figuring out why it specifically has to be male, but that could just be daddy issues. What was I saying? But yeah, I reached out to her. She kind of didn't want to accept my way of thinking, let alone my way of life, which is why I usually don't talk to people, because my way of thinking and my way of life is always under attack, because people don't agree with it. They're like, oh, you have to do X, Y, and Z to make it in this world. And I'm like, okay, well, what part of X, Y, and Z is my fault if I did X, Y, and Z and nobody is interested. Like, I can't get a job if nobody is calling me back. You know? The things listed on my resume, and if you were to actually call the people listed on my resume and ask them about me, they would say countless good things. Like, I was late a lot, but tardiness is something that I didn't always have. It's kind of a learnt behavior. Because, like, why am I going to be on time if absolutely everybody else isn't going to be on time? Which is frustrating when you're getting lectured about being on time when you aren't the one that's always why you guys are late. I think I'm going to stop this here, and then even if I did a video on anger, I'm not sure where I'd want to go with this. Maybe I'm just going to delete this, or maybe I'll just upload it and it'll be there. I feel like it doesn't really matter. I've I've been asking for help, you guys, to the point where I think about actually talking to my mom. Like, she tried one time, just once, when I was moving out not the first time, because the first time was to my dad's house, but I was moving to my friend Isaiah's house, and I got really upset, and I was crying, and then she saw, and then she wanted to talk, but I did not talk to her about the thing that was wrong. I talked to her about something else that was kind of bothering me, but what was wrong was in regards to her. I didn't know there was two of these in here. But yeah, I feel as though if I were to come to her with the full blunt of my feelings and everything that was wrong, I would not be received well, and we would not find a solution. But I've thought about calling my dad and talking to him. I'm not even sure how to go about doing that, or if I'm gonna feel better. I've had like 2 talks with my dad throughout my life, and I've learned things about him, and I suppose they were satisfying conversations. I don't really remember. I remember the one in the car, and I'd learned something that made me feel closer to my dad and safer, but it didn't really. I suppose it did fix something, and I understand. I don't know. I think it's just difficult for me to talk to my dad because he wasn't there, like physically there. So I grew up used to holding things in because of my mom, and therefore it became hard for me to talk to adults. But I suppose my complexities for male figures in my life is related to my dad. It could be some kind of complicated daddy issues, so maybe I should just talk to my dad. You guys, I know it's like 19 minutes into this video and it's a little late to get into that, but I'm scared. I'm really scared. I am in a lot of pain. It hurts to breathe when I lay down. Not right now because I'm not really laying down, even though it looks like it. When I lay down, my stomach burns, my chest burns, like there's stomach acid in my lungs. I can't sleep. I don't get tired. I wake up all the time. And I feel so safe when I'm asleep. Then I wake up and I feel the pain. And it's just vibrating through my body. There's a voice in my head screaming for help. Screaming for somebody to come help. Somebody to talk to. It's gotten really hard. I've been reaching out to the people around me. And even the people that aren't around me anymore. I reached out to my TF the other day because I was gonna kill myself, and I knew I couldn't confide in my best friend because a lot of the time I feel like she doesn't listen to me, and she didn't listen to me during that conversation. I couldn't reach out. Well, I've been reaching out to my friend. I've been telling him everything, but he doesn't really seem to respond, let alone have feelings in regards to anything. So I reached out to my TF because he was the one person who made me feel like I mattered. Genuinely, truly, authentically mattered. The one person in my existence who I didn't question if he loved me. I didn't play those silly I love you more games because it just felt like, I don't know, you love me as much as I love you. And I felt safe with him. For the first time I had a home, so I reached out. But he didn't respond. So then I said goodbye. Because my mom wants me to get rid of Cthulhu. And she's the only thing keeping me here. Sometimes I look at her face and I don't know what to do. If I put her up for adoption, somebody's gonna take her and then I can't get her back. If a friend takes care of her, she'll be too far when I need her. Sometimes I think about tying her to a pole and then jumping in front of a train, or just strangling her and then killing myself. Every time I see that little face, it just breaks me up inside. It's the only reason I'm here. My entire life, all I've ever wanted was just something. Someone to be there. And she's there. She's not like a dog that comes up to you when you're sad and lays next to you and licks your tears. But when I really needed her, she curled up next to me. She slept with me. She was there. She's always there. And it just makes me feel like she doesn't care, my mom. Like, she knows that Cthulhu's the only thing keeping me here. So if I were to get rid of Cthulhu and then, like, commit suicide, and she had to be the one to find me, I know she would get mad at me because she's such a bitch. She always accuses me of calling her a bitch, but when you act like a bitch, then you're a bitch. I don't understand. Why won't anybody listen? Why do I have to pay a therapist for somebody to actually care about me? For somebody to actually get it. I don't deserve any of the things that happened to me. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm gonna go paint my nails black, you guys. Somebody, if you've made it this far, please send help.